And I remember putting my first foot came out, and I'm looking at bin Laden's house, and I remember thinking, fuck it, I guess we'll start the war from here. And I knew damn well there's a wall, just because we trained so much. There's a door on the wall, northeast corner, which is off to my left. And so the breacher decided to go up and put a 7-foot charge of C6 on it. So now because we're hitting this side, they're somewhere in there, I think. We're gonna go into the house this way, and we can go up with them. He blasted the door. It opened like a tin can, and there's a brick wall behind it. So on the wall, there's a wall, and the breacher said, "All right, failed breach. This is bad." He said, "No, this is good. That's a fake door. Nobody does that. He's in there." So then we know there's another door over here, which is the carport, which we know opens because the cars go in and out. And we didn't know what happened. We heard them saying -1 going around, but what they were saying was -1 going down. So we just gave them a courtesy. Hey, we're going to blast the carport, and they said, "Don't blast it. We'll open it." And the door opened, and the thumb came out with a glove that I recognized. And that now we're at a point in life where it doesn't matter why you're here, you just are.
Yeah.
I tell football teams that all the time. It doesn't matter why it's 2nd and 15. It just is. Time's kicking. Let's move. So we walk in. It didn't make sense to me why they're in there. I saw the air crew standing there. I saw American flags, but different gear. I remember thinking, who the fuck are these guys? Whatever. And so there's already a gunfight. Stuff's going on. Explosions. We go into the main house. There's guys going down the hallway. This is the first floor of bin Laden's house, and we're backed into this room. And I'm like looking around for bombs. Like they're going to blow this house up. If anyone's going to martyr himself, it's bin Laden. I don't see any, but I'm seeing guys knowing that they could blow up, but they're not. It's not affecting them. They're doing their jobs and being proud of them. Like, this is just, you guys are fucking cool. And the guy next to me in the room, he whispered and he said, "Helicopter crashed." And I said, "What helicopter?" And I thought some of the birds behind us had crashed. But he said, "Bro, our helicopter crashed in the front yard. You walked right past it."
Holy shit.
And it's like, okay, that makes sense. So I'm watching guys do their jobs, even though this is an extremely high threat situation. And dudes are dealing with problems. But what I remember seeing, the guy just told me the helicopter crashed. And I'm like, "What helicopter crashed?" And I thought one of the other helos had been shot down. And he goes, "Bro, our helicopter crashed in the front yard. Like, you walked right past it." And I remember just sort of trying to justify I'm like, well, I must have been looking this way because that's bin Laden's house. But I'm watching dudes run from different rooms to grab kids that have been separated from their families to bring them back to their families, so those kids would not be as afraid as they are right now. And I remember thinking, being proud of the guys, but then thinking that is what the good guys do.
Yeah.
Al-Qaeda's not doing that when they come to our house.
No.
You're going to shoot it out, they're going to cut people's heads off. We do that because we're the good guys. And I'm sure you've seen it in combat.
Yeah.
But now we're on the first floor, and then they breach to the second floor. The woman that found bin Laden said, "I don't know what it looks like inside, but there will be a stairwell going to the second floor, and you will run into Khalid bin Laden. And he's 20 years old. That's bin Laden's son, and that is his last line of defense. He will be armed on the stairwell." And she was so badass. She said, here's the way she put it: "If you can ace him, you get a shot at the big guy." And that's a cool brief right there from a badass, So she was right. And it turns out she was 100% right on every single person in and out of that house. Everything.
No shit.
Nailed it. But we get to the stairwell, and it comes up, it comes back. So the stairs go this way, there's a little area, and then it comes this way. And Khalid was there, and he jumped behind a banister. And I'm at this point now, because I had the front row seat to the coolest mission in modern history. I'm just watching cool guys, right? And they're going up the stairs, and he jumps back, and I'm a certain amount of guys back. And normally in an urban setting, if we're fighting up, I will pull guys out. I only want a certain amount of guys on there just to avoid unnecessary deaths if he starts dropping shit on us, like grenades and whatnot, or takes a shot down the stairs. But I figure we're going to die anyway, so I want to see how this goes down. And I'm just standing there. I don't have a shot. And now we're back to being quiet. And it's dark. And the point man said something like, and I'm going to fuck this up, it was something like Khalid, Urfa Idek, Khalid Delta Rasha. Something like that, but it was basically come here, in 2 different languages that he knew Khalid spoke. which I think is incredible because I would have thought he would have pinned it and tried to get a shot off. And Khalid simply got confused. And he leaned over the thing and went, what?
No shit.
That is the coolest thing I'd ever seen in combat. How tactically savvy are you to think of doing that? Like, well, he doesn't know. He doesn't know. We might be Pakistanis here to move him. He doesn't know. I'll just call him out. And he did. So he was armed, perfectly within his rules of engagement. We step around him. We go up to the second deck, the last set of stairs. And I moved from this point from like the eighth guy to the second guy because everyone else went to the right and to the left because you want to clear, obviously, the area before you move on. But now we're down to 2, and we're pointing at the last set of stairs. And above it, there was a curtain. It looked kind of like a shower curtain, but it was like a green olive drab type thing. And we can see there's sort of backlit. There's people moving. And we assumed those are the suicide bombers. But bin Laden's in there. And the guy in front of me took a shot before we got there. And they're moving around. And I'm the 2-man. And my job as the 2-man is to hold him and wait. His job is to simply look forward. Don't drop security, and I got you. And through effective communication, when it's your time to go, I will squeeze you. It's on. I'm just telling you through effective communication we have enough guys. But we don't have enough guys. We're out of guys. It's 2 of us. And I want 4 more. I'll take 2. But he starts saying, we got to go. Come on, we got to go. He doesn't know it's me. He knows it's one of his guys. And what he's saying is those are basically suggesting those are the suicide bombers. But if we go right now, we can beat them. And I remember taking a deep breath, and it was by no means bravery on my part. It was more of a, okay, we're going to blow up now, and I'm tired of thinking about it. Let's fucking get over with. So I get in the squeeze, and he goes up, and he moves the curtain, and there are 3 people standing there. He didn't have even enough time. He just jumped on them. How he doesn't have a Medal of Honor is beyond me. He jumped on the grenade so the guy behind him could get the shot.
Damn.
So and simply because he went this way, I turned this way. And standing 3 feet in front of me is Osama bin Laden, and he's got his hands on Amal, his wife's shoulders. And I don't know what he's doing. He's not surrendering. He's maneuvering somehow. His hands are on her, and I remember thinking, he's taller than I thought. He's skinnier than I thought.
So you knew it was him
Right away.
You turned the corner?
Yep. His beard is gray. He's not surrendering. He's got to have a suicide belt. So I shot him twice when he was standing up. I shot him again on the floor, and then I moved Amal out of the way. So I can hear bin Laden taking his last breath. When I shot him, he fell to the foot of the bed.
Where'd you shoot him?
I shot him in the face 3 times. I moved Amal, and his 2-year-old son is now standing there. And this is the humanity of everything. This kid has got nothing to do with this. I'm a father, and I picked him up, and I moved him to the back of the bed, and she'd been shot, and I turn around and. I kind of froze, and I'm okay. Other Navy SEALs are now coming in the room. A lot of guys are in there, and one of my guys came up to me, and he said, "Are you good?" And I said, "No. What are we supposed to do now?" And he said, "Now we find the computers. We do this every night, hundreds of times." And I said, "Yeah, you're right. I'm back. Holy shit!" And he said to me, "Yeah, you just killed Osama bin Laden. Your life just changed. Get to fucking work." And so we did. They started. We actually took. We do have pictures of bin Laden. It's actually my gloves in there, putting his head together for the picture, dumping water on him, and like it was. I think the pictures haven't been released because it's one of those things where you really don't need to know how justice looks when it's served. It just is.
So those pics on the internet?
No, they're fake.
Bullshit.
It's split from he's split from here to here.
Okay.
I mean, he got hit 3 times with I'm shooting 77 grain hollow point at 3 feet.
Oh.
It's a devastator.
Yeah.
And so they're dressing him up. Guys are doing SSC, and I went down to the sensitive site exploitation. We're finding intel. I went down to the second floor. I had 2 other dudes with me, and we're going through. Now we found these huge offices with I'm talking computers, hard drives, like the old school towers. We're pulling big kit bags from underneath the bed, and we're opening them. And I thought it was a freeze dry.